Hey guys, so today's topic is how to cope with your identity. And how I cope with my trans identity is I think of it as a unique experience that I can share with people. I'm not afraid to talk about anything related to being trans as long as people are respectful. And I kind of make it like a learning experience to opening people's eyes to how people are different and you don't really know how much different they are until you get to know them, but at the same time realizing that just despite our differences we're all human. And I kind of agree with Aaron when he was talking about how he believes that it's a challenge but it's something that we can handle, and I agree with him on that aspect. I do agree that there are times when this is challenging, but the way I cope with it, it makes it better because I feel like my struggles are helping other people realize that, there's more than just two genders and everyone has their own experience with things. So that's how I cope with my gender identity is I kind of make it a teaching experience and opening people's eyes. For my gay identity, I it's hard for me to fully accept myself as a gay man sometimes because of me being trans, and at this point in my transition I really struggle with feeling like I'm fully in my identity as a gay man. But the way I see it is there are people out there who I have met in my personal experiences who don't have a problem with me and the point I am in my transition as of right now, and also what I plan to do in the future. They're totally fine with that. And it's helped me by meeting new people and realizing that, you know, there's going to be someone out there for everybody. And the main person who you think who you don't realize is holding you back is yourself. And I have to really overcome that. That the only person who has an issue with me being trans and me identifying as a gay man sometimes is myself. And the way I cope with that is just by talking to people, by sharing my experiences. I mean, I feel my identity as a whole is a very unique identity, and everyone's identity is very unique. And so, just sharing your story, sharing your struggles with other people, that's how I cope with it. Because I realize that there are going to be some people out there who do understand bits and pieces of what I'm going through, and they have their own solutions and coping mechanisms, and you just talk it out. And I also, joke around, like Aaron says, sometimes with friends. If we have that kind of relationship, I would do that. Um, and I would kind of make it fun because, despite the fact that being trans does come with struggles, as a lot of people experience firsthand, it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. You know, yes, dysphoria really sucks, and yes, it would be nice to live in the body that you feel is right for yourself from the very beginning. But at the same time, I agree with Aaron in the way that what I think is the key here is we are stronger for having struggled through this. Yes, we are the gender that we perceive ourselves, and that's what matters most. And I think that by accepting that fact and maybe even looking at being trans in a positive outlook and not necessarily as a negative outlook, but a positive one with somewhat negative drawbacks, I think that that really helps people to understand all of this. And like I said, that's how I cope with things, by talking to people and by getting to know people and by sharing my story, because you really don't know who is struggling. You don't know their struggles until you get to know them. And for me, it really is true in my perspective and in my experience. So that's how I cope with things. So I'd really like to know what you guys do. So if you guys um, want to leave a comment down below or want to make your own video, go right ahead. I'm interested to know what everyone else thinks. So I hope everyone is having a good night. It's like 9:24 right now, p.m. So and if anyone wants to hit me up, feel free. Okay, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.